Welcome. Welcome to another wonderful evening of information. And tonight's session is very similar to all of the sessions that we've been hosting for the last few weeks. And we'll continue for another three more after this with regards to each and every one of the respective Tesla Wave body sims. There are 12 different types in total, and it's exciting to share the information about each and every one of them. And my host this evening, or colleague host, is Dr. Harvey.
So hello, good evening, everybody.
Welcome, Dr. Harvey. As I've mentioned in the past, Dr. Harvey is a very dear friend, a business associate, business colleague in Tesla Wave, and an individual that I've truly learned to admire and look up to and respect, simply because of the vast knowledge that Dr. Harvey brings to the table in every one of our sessions that we host with Tesla Wave. Dr. Harvey has been practicing TCM, or traditional Chinese medicine, and phytobiophysics for decades. And so when I share the information that I have a great regard for Dr. Harvey, it is genuinely sincere, and that of a nature that I truly share with everyone, because Dr. Harvey's knowledge is extensive. And for that reason, I have partnered with Dr. Harvey for many of these Zoom sessions to provide very accurate and very in-depth information on Tesla Wave, cutting-edge technology, wearable technology. So welcome once again, everyone. I thank you all for joining us. And as I had mentioned just a few seconds or moments ago, tonight we're going to focus on men's or males' body sims and the effectiveness and the powerfulness of these particular body sims. I, for one, can attest or provide testimony to all of the Tesla Wave body sims, but one of my favorite happen to be men's and performance and a few others in the lineup. Tesla Wave, as many of you do know, and for those who are new potential distributors or business partners, I welcome you once again and share that we are an extremely large global company connected right around the entire world with distribution to more than 200 countries. So we, over the years, have accomplished a tremendous amount of success and are serving the general public or the consumer in a very, very large way. Tesla Wave operates with the utmost of compliance and transparency. We, as a company, are continuously researching and developing our IT, developing product lines, so on and so forth. And while we're just touching on IT, I'd like to share that we have integrated our web link, our Tesla Wave app, and our online tracker system all together into one seamless operation that works well with all of the financial institutions around the world and all of the credit card companies that serve those financial institutions or have an integration with them. What I like to do throughout our sessions is integrate a little bit of motivation, a little bit of business sharing about the business opportunities that Tesla Wave offer. And of course, as I'd mentioned, Dr. Harvey brings to the table a tremendous amount of knowledge on where to place body sims, how to place them. And she offers, Dr. Harvey offers her services or her knowledge to anyone that would like to connect with her. So if you do have questions today, or this evening or this morning, depending on where you are in the world, or the afternoon, please use your chat, pop in your question or questions for Dr. Harvey, and she'll be more than happy to assist and provide you details on the powerful purpose and use of Tesla Wave body sims, primarily men's today, but we do integrate others. So as I said or shared that I like to integrate a little bit of business and a little bit of motivation. One of the key things in business is we need to just simply, face the day, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. That's one of the key components of any successful individual out there in the planet today. And another point that I want to bring home is that all successful individuals generally have one or two and as many as 10 to 15 different revenue streams or sources of income. And that's why they are a cut above the majority as defined leaders or successful individuals in their respective right in whatever industry sector they happen to be in. As we began today, Tesla Wave is certainly a global company. Our online ordering system is so superior. I cannot say enough about it. It is truly unique, and the research that goes into our company is also very proprietary and very unique to our organization. When it comes to competition, we're very blessed and very fortunate that we have virtually no competition. We offer to the consumer out there in the marketplace today a cutting edge wearable technology that is by far the best of the best in class. Now, who do we have to thank for our frequency wearable technology? And I've utilized the acronym SIM, body SIMs. SIM stands for Synergy Infused Modulators. We have Nikola Tesla to thank for our integration of modern day technology by providing the consumer today a wearable, programmable sticker or Mylar-based conduit that simply provides information to our internal electrical highway, which is commonly referred to or always referred to as the Meridian system. It's Nikola Tesla that we have to be thankful for and to hold a lot of gratitude for all of the discoveries that he made back in the mid to late 1800s and into the early 1900s. If it wasn't for Nikola Tesla discovering frequencies and the effectiveness of them and the power of frequencies, we wouldn't have the technologies that we have today. Every new technology that is out there is based on many of the things that Nikola Tesla discovered, because everything on the planet happens to have a frequency. Now, frequencies and the new smart health technology that we speak of is pure energy. The pure energy is for absolutely everyone. It's a wearable technology. I wear mine 7/24, 365 days of the year. If we take a look at my wrist, I happen to have a stress sim on my wrist and several others closer to my elbow on the inside of my arm. Those two happen to be a wellness and a heart sim. And of course, over other parts of my body, I have discomfort sims and performance sims as well to enhance everything that is providing me a better health day in and day out. And also, as I mature or grow on in years, I'm aging gracefully. And as I've mentioned, body sims are absolutely for anyone who cares about their health system. I ask or put out the question, what is the cost of health or preventative health and maintaining your health versus suffering with chronological issues or complexities that we are faced with as human beings? So Tesla Wave body sims are very scientific. They're frequency-based. They emit or transmit a signal to our meridian system, which stimulate very similar to that of acupuncture. Many of us are familiar with acupuncture, and for those who are not, acupuncture has been around for 4,000 years, practiced as a traditional way of healing our bodies. these frequencies that we wear on a regular basis today, because of the integration where East met West, we simply took Eastern technology or Eastern traditional medicine practices and programmed them onto the SIMs, or simulated infused modulators, which provide us the frequency that help us heal our body. Now, Dr. Harvey is far greater at explaining things than I am. However, I've been in the business for a great number of years, as is Dr. Harvey. And through her practice with Tesla Wave body sims, she's discovered tremendous new things that are constantly occurring, as she always did as Dr. Harvey did throughout her practice with traditional Chinese medicine and biophysics and so on and so forth, in the expanded fields or areas that she has embarked on over the decades. Now, Tesla Wave also, apart from offering great health benefits, provide and offer a business opportunity for those that are entrepreneurial minded. So as I had indicated today, we integrate and try to fuse a little bit of all types of information, but we sort of segment it off and keep it very focused on one portion, and then we'll move on to the next. So just in the beginning, I would like to share to everyone that's on today that there is a tremendous business opportunity. And if you're aware of someone that's looking for a new adventure or a new beginning in their life, I highly recommend that you refer them and recommend Tesla Wave, because there simply isn't another company out there as ours. We also have Brian Davis to be thankful for, who is our founder and CEO. Brian Davis has created numerous multi-billion-dollar companies. He's created many, many hundreds of multi-millionaires over the years. And Brian, as an astute business person, practices international law very regularly and is very involved in community and all sorts of things. So when it comes to networking throughout community or throughout the world, Brian is certainly adept and very, very proficient at it. We also have another individual that we are very grateful for too, and that is President Catherine Shen, who's the president of Asia Pacific operations throughout the world. And Catherine is there for our support as a relentless and devoted individual, much like Brian, providing themselves to help and assist and guide and steer our organization on a regular day-to-day basis. So it's kind of nice to know that when we're part of a very large organization, that many of us do have access to the high-ranking or upper-level management within our organization. So thank you to both Catherine and Brian for all of their service and all of their devotion to all of the independent business consultants around the world. It is at this location in American Fork, Utah, located at 999 East Pacific Drive, where our USA-based headquarters are located. And this is where a lot of the research is done and all of the planning and all of the different things that do go on. We're very US-based. We've been operating forever out of the US, and everything and anything that we are engaged in, we control the quality control. We control all of the work that's happening or taking place, whether it's on the manufacturing side or on the packaging side or the distribution side. And of course, we have distribution centers in different parts of the world as well. So this is our main go-to place when it comes to our corporate roots. As I'd mentioned earlier, cutting edge technology is part of the wellness industry, it's part of the health industry, and definitely part of the beauty industry. Our ongoing research is always releasing new product lines and providing additional benefits for people or the general public to benefit from. And so as we move forward, I like to share, and as I've indicated, that we share and integrate all kinds of different concepts. And tonight is not any different. I'm in Vancouver, BC, so it is my evening here. And so when I'm referencing night, that is my time zone. So as we share, we like to talk about thought-provoking ideas and share information about Tesla Wave and the technologies that we offer to the consumers globally. My name is John Choman, for those who are not familiar with myself. And more importantly, I'd like to introduce my colleague, co-host, or host this evening, Dr. Harvey. And so Dr. Harvey, it's always a pleasure to have you. I've introduced you in the past, but for anyone that is new, your depth in the medical profession and in traditional Chinese medicine practices and on the holistic side are exemplary. And your commitment to Tesla Wave or offerings to Tesla Wave are certainly appreciated and very, very, very well received by many, as I've often received information from individuals sharing their bouquets or their testimonies to the information that you have been so kind to provide for us on a very frequent and regular basis. As I'd mentioned, Dr. Harvey has worked with Tesla Wave body sims in her practices and now practicing globally around the world. I've learned that Dr. Harvey has discovered and uncovered so many powerful, unique outcomes from the Tesla Wave body sims through her practice. So without further ado, I'm going to ask Dr. Harvey to step in and share her knowledge and her information on Tesla Wave men's body sims.
Thank you, John. Thank you very, very much for your endless work. John really is, he's totally got my back. There's so much to know with this company, and John always keeps me abreast. I love the medical side of this. I love seeing the changes in people, and I'm not that very tech savvy. So, anyone who has questions about that, John is definitely the person to connect with, or he can direct you to somebody else. You'd mentioned Brian Davies. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, okay, can we just all love Brian Davies? It's like, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. Any one of us has the chance to live anywhere in the world or anywhere you want to live and and make money doing something that's actually very, very easy. It takes time to learn. But once you start placing the sims on, you yourself will go on your own learning journey. And my learning journey never stops. Never, never. Each week I'm working with different people, and each opportunity I look at someone, I go, oh my gosh, I just discovered something else with these sims. And it just continues and continues. And this really is an easy way to make money. You have to persevere. You don't have to have a ton of money up front. And very shortly, just by helping other people help other people, you start to see money rolling into your bank account. That's not a huge part of my incentive. I don't work for free. Well, I do. A lot of times I give out a lot of free advice. But when I take on a patient, no. And when I look at this, literally, Brian Davies has done all the work for us, like all of it. All we have to do is tell our friends and share with our friends. So tonight we're talking about men's sim, and last week was women's sim, and I mentioned that I work with the women's sim a lot differently than just enhancing a woman's libido. And I'll just do a short little recap. For women's sim, I use it a lot for nurturing really tired women, and also for giving clarity of the mind. I love using women's sim for that. When I see somebody and you can just see that they're just exhausted in their mind and they have so much thinking to do or so much of life to figure out, I like using the women's sim. And then for the male sim, I'm going to also include the performance sim. So what I find is whatever I would use the performance sim for, I find the men's sim has, I'll use my terminology, 10 times the kick, 10 times the strength of what the performance sim can do. So if I'm looking at someone and they're totally exhausted, I will always use the male sim. And we have the one spot, which is a perfect spot in behind, in the back. And I say to people, hands on your hips, put your hands on your hips at the level of your hip, slide around to your spine, touch your spine, come an inch and a half back. And that's one of my favorite spots for using the male sim. Another one is down by the ankle bone, just off the ankle bones, a magnificent spot to use the male sim. But whenever I'm working with someone very, very, very tired, I will always use a male sim with the protocol that I'm using with someone. And remember, I like using minimum 3 sims because I always find that there's a triangle of I've got Spanish intonations, a triangle of what is such a not maladies in people's bodies, and so I love using the triangle when I'm looking at someone's pain and figuring out how to unwind what's going on in their body. So I've talked about a patient before, and each time I talk about this, when they are teaching me a tremendous amount, and I've spoken about one of my MS patients, and it first started, and we're now a year and 2 months into their use of the Sims. And it started off with, I call it the Tin Man symptoms, where their legs are so stiff that it's hard for them to move, it's hard for them to bend. So that's what we worked on first. And for someone like that, especially when the legs are stiff, they're definitely cold. When you have stiff legs, they're not hot. So whenever you see someone with very, very cold symptoms, definitely use the male sim to, it's almost like the Chinese call it, the kidneys are the cauldron, the fire that gets the body going. And so when someone's got very, very stiff legs, we know the fire in their kidneys is really, really, really down. And that's where the male sim is phenomenal. And if they really need a little extra more, place a performance sim above that on. And so I'm going back to the MS patient. So we had the Tin Man, and I'm referring to the Wizard of Oz for those who have seen the Wizard of Oz many, many years ago. And there was a Tin Man. He couldn't walk. His legs were very, very stiff. So we got her legs to relax. We got her back pain to stop. Next, we started to support her digestive system. Most ailments in the body begin in the digestive system. Remember this. You eat something, it goes through down the esophagus into the digestive system. There, it's then distributed to the rest of the body. Yes, it's distributed before that and even through the small intestine. But if your stomach is not working, you bet you're going to have ailments. Most definitely, you will have some problems when the digestive system is shutting down. And this is what I'm seeing more and more and more. And all you have to do is see the bloating in someone's digestive system. And I teach that to a lot of my patients. Are you full or are you bloated? And a lot of people don't even know what bloating means. And I say, well, you got to figure out the difference between the two of them. Are you full or are you bloating? And if you can figure that out, then you'll realize you bloat more than you think you do, because most of our digestive systems are slightly off, especially with our diets. Like, for example, drinking ice cold water. No, I'm down here. It's extremely hot. I have all my windows open. I'm wearing short sleeve shirts. It's hot here. The fans are blowing. But every morning, I still start my day with a warm beverage. That's warming and waking up my digestive system, especially if you have constipation. If you have constipation, definitely start your day with hotter. going back to my emotions, so we started to strengthen the digestive system. The next questions I asked were, what can we do next? My patient said, my allergies. And I said, okay, we're going to work with your allergies. What about MS symptoms? And she said, I want to work on my allergies. I don't have any other symptoms. And I'm like, gosh, I'm jumping up, down, jumping up, and too exciting. And where I'm going next is, because I've shared this before, is the next place we went is she now wants to start working on her jaw. Well, most of us don't know. You've got 12 cranial nerves that move through your jaw. And there's a technique where you open your jaw to release the 12 cranial nerves. And so what's really exciting for me is, remember this: legs, back, tendons, muscles, digestive system, allergies, which also includes the lungs. These are the progressions we've been reversing in this person. Now this person's now wanting to go to their jaw, and they're actually realizing that they grind their teeth. A lot of people do grind their teeth, but they actually don't know it. Or they clench their jaw, and you can see the tight muscles. Here's a fun little stat. TMJ is sometimes when people's jaw gets locked or their jaw gets tired and their muscles get sore. 85% of the people that get TMJ are women, not men, because they tend to bite their tongue a lot more. So when I'm working with this, and so again, progression, legs, muscles, digestive system, lungs, allergies, and now we're working on the jaw. That's magnificent progress. Magnificent progress. You're completely unwind ailment. This is what I try to encourage more and more and more, is that this is really just, as John was saying earlier, 24/7, 365. We're wearing the Sims because you want to reverse most of our ailments. Most of our stuff starts before the age of 20. And what is it? We're undoing everything we did before the age of 20. And I said that often to people. I said, this ailment you have, it started before you were 20. Like if you've got you've got arthritis, it doesn't show up like, usually an underlying something within your body. And gradually, as you're not taking care of yourself, as your digestive system is getting weaker, as you're starting to bloat more, the ailments will start to progress through your body. And look at John. What a handsome guy. He's not listening.
Yes,
you ever watch him?
Thank you very much.
If you ever watch him, this guy's unbelievable. Like, he does 19-year-olds. Seriously, and his vitality, and even his temperament. I've never spoken on this before. Ailments, if you're out of balance in your body, your emotions are also going to balance. Your temperament's going to balance. And again, John, you can put him at any time, and he's 99% even keel. Very professional, always got a smile on his face. Sometimes, he's having a tough day, but you wouldn't know it. He still cracks a joke. And so for John to say 724, 365, you can see him, because he's literally a walking testament of Sims and being stronger. I want to touch on 2 more points. I smile because when I'm working with young men, I'd say 70% of the male Sims. And I'm looking at these young men going, they don't need male Sim. Not at all. But I notice this is the one they always want. And I'm like, well, good for them. They want to be stronger. They want to be more, what's the term? Virile. They want their momentum forward. They want their mind clear. And I just think, heck, why not? A lot of them will say to me, I don't think these Sims are working. And I'm thinking, yes, they are. Especially when they say to me, the day after we put the Sims on, I don't feel too good. Is normal? And it's not that they're not feeling too good, it's that their body detoxing. Because these Sims can actually, I'll use my terminology, flush the system. That's why we have to drink mass quantities of water with these, because this is working with your electronics system in your body, and you need the water to strengthen it. So the body begins to detoxify. And again, I'm saying progress. When the body begins to detoxify, your body, you will try to go back to your previous diet of the food that you want to eat, and your body will say, no, thanks. And my patient will say, you know, I used to really love such and such. And they go, my stomach's upset when I eat this now. And I go, normal. Normally, we are now strengthening your digestive system to a point where it's no different than children. Children will eat something and it's not right with them. Their digestive system will off. So we lose that at some point, and we shut our sensitivity, and even though it's still harm for our digestive system. We need. Sorry, a message just came in, and it totally said, we need our system constantly stay in balance. So when you're starting to strengthen, and I really encourage everybody, stay on the Sims, because you're only going to get better and better. And so when your system's fine-tuned and you eat something it doesn't want, which you could eat before, and beer is actually one of the hard alcohol. Someone will say, they'll go, what are you doing to me? And I go, what do you mean? I don't like beer anymore. And I go, well, that's too bad. Especially at high blood pressure and they've got liver problems. Their body is actually supposed to be saying no to beer, but their body's shut down. It doesn't even know that it's hard on the body. And same with meds, right? You know, I'm not sure if corporate stay with me saying most pharmaceutical products actually the liver is very hard on the liver. And so once you start to strengthen your body and detoxify the pharmacy, I like to start reversing your the pharmaceuticals that you're taking, because you don't need them anymore. I have so many patients that are so convinced that they're going to be on their meds forever. And I say, why is that? And they look at me, what do you mean? And I said, well, meds are meant for temporary. You're supposed to reverse your ailment. So no different than the MS. When you have MS, you can reverse. And I say to people, Parkinson's, MS, they're reversible. And no different than the pharmaceutical products that you're on. You don't have to be on them forever. COPD, I've mentioned, these things before. COPD is terminology of mine, is you're drowning in your own fluid in your water. So why can't you strengthen your lungs, bring up the phlegm, bring up the excess water? Like, it totally makes sense to me. Why can't you strengthen your body to put it back in balance? So this is where I love the male sim. Love the male sim, is that it really just fires up the body, really gives it a lot of strength. I will use it interchangeably with the performance sim. When I really need strength in the body, I will use the male sim. If they've just got allergies, okay, we're just going to put some allergy here. We'll put some performance here before we go to bed, or even here or here. But if they really like a deep cough and you can see more cold than hot, I have also done this. I put the male sims here, almost like a real extra strength to get their lungs so much stronger. And at the same time, putting male sims on the back, warming up the kidneys, getting the kidneys strong. Remember, kidneys are strong. It strengthens the rest of the body. When the kidneys are strong, it will strengthen the lungs. Right now, I'm working on quite a few patients getting rid of a lot of phlegm. And when we use the male sim, it actually helps expectorate it more. And I say to some of my patients, you know, the average individual, we're supposed to have 4 to 6 pints of phlegm in the body. When you look at some people, they've got 8 to 10 pints in their body, and you can hear them there all the time. You know, when in a group and the larger people, and they're clearing their throat, all their phlegm, and you know, I just sit and watch these people thinking, that's a lot of phlegm. That's a lot of phlegm. So that's when, like, again, the male sims fire up the kidneys, strengthen the lungs so that they can start eliminating phlegm. You need to eliminate the phlegm because it actually slows down everything. It really does. The more phlegm in your body, the more tired you are. And I say this to, I'd say over 50% of my patients, phlegm is a big deal in our society. And you just look at the diets that we're on. Anything white, bread, the pastas, the sugar, excess salt. I'm missing a few. Can you, any coming to your...
Potatoes.
When you look at white, yes, thank you. Potatoes. When you look at, these are phlegm producers. So again, we can use the male sims. I don't just use it. So obviously I'm showing you, I don't just use it for the libido of men to enhance sexual performance. I actually use it for getting the body stronger. Because again, you get a man who's overweight and you start getting his weight down, you start getting rid of all the phlegm. His sexual performance is enhanced. He feels better. He feels more confident. His temperament's a lot more even keel. So I'm always looking at the whole package. Seldom do I just go, oh, okay, pain here, place it there. And we can do that. We totally can. If you got pain in your elbow, put a discomfort right there. If you need help, put it on the other one too for this elbow. If you want, put a performance beside it. If the tendons are really tight, put a relax up above it. If really, really tight, then put a stress on there too. So you can use the combination of those all just as a pain here, place it. But remember, look at the person as a whole. Look at their hand color. Is there blue in here? If there's a lot of blue in here, let me see your hands, John.
There you go.
Hey, place it up a little higher. Oh, good. See, you don't see any blue in John.
I have to speak in order for my screen to be on, so I'm taking away from your show.
You're still okay, you move. So if you look at both hands, and if anybody else looks at their hands, if you see a lot of blue in here, you definitely want to be using sim. The male sim, because their blueness is telling me that the body is very, very, very cold. And remember, I keep giving you these little tips of information on how to look at the body. I mean, one of these times I'll tell you how to look at the tongue, but today, even the lips. When you see, oh, this is funny to me. When someone's very, very relaxed, they got the biggest lips. They're just big lips. And then when they're really, really stressed, John, are you stressed?
Not at all.
The lips get a lot tighter. And I actually heard this comedian say this. I know when my wife's upset because I can't see her lips, they start to disappear. And you can see this in your partners, especially men. When your wife or your partner's lips are big and luscious, she's relaxed. When she's mad, they're really, really tight. So these are just techniques on looking at someone. And one would say, well, what's the relevance of the tight lips? Well, it's connected to the 12 cranial nerves, which then goes into the shoulders. So when you look at the body as a whole, and again, I'm teaching you how to help your family, your friends, all on your own. When you see these really tight and you see really, is anyone who has TMJ, heck, put a stress right here. And you know the point, because all you have to do is open your mouth and you can feel the jaw moving right there. It's a perfect spot to put stress for somebody that's got pain in their jaw. And put one here too. So remember, blue, anytime you see blue on anybody, and same with really dark rings under the eyes, and you'll see they're grayish blue, blue in the hands, blue in the ankles, very, very white chest. Definitely use male sim. Always, I use it to fire up the body. And if you look at how the body is, and if it needs to be fired up, when you see these big burly men, very red cheeks, I don't go for the male sim for them. I don't need them boosted full of energy. I need their phlegm out of their body. They're too fiery. We know they've got high blood pressure. We just do with the fitness and this. I would like that. Male sims are not important, even though they'll be saying, I want my libido stronger. I'm like, no. We got to bring your high blood pressure down. We got to get rid of the phlegm. I would be using the wellness and the allergies with that person, and the weight to get the excess weight off. So those are my thoughts today. Does anybody have any questions?
I did put out a message asking or inviting individuals to submit their questions. I think some folks might be shy. Perhaps you may wish to pop your phone number in there in case someone would like to take that down, or email address, and they can contact you directly as well. That's always.
I smile, John, because I've heard of people say, going, gosh, every time you talk, you give us so much information. We can't write fast enough. And I say, I know. That's why I've been repeating a lot of the stuff I've been sharing.
And that's
learning the Sims is about repeat, understanding the body. No one body is the same, and you'll start to pick it up all on your own. Go ahead.
So true. And as I was sharing, it's very kind of you to provide as much detail as you are as a doctor or a practitioner, and it's very generous of your knowledge and your time, especially when we're dealing with so many different, or working with so many different individuals. We have such a large variety of folks coming on to the Zooms week after week after week, and you're gracious enough to continuously keep providing more and more detail on an ongoing basis on whatever the topic might be. But your knowledge of the powerful purposes or efficacy of the Sims is remarkable, and I truly admire that. And I've always enjoyed being treated by yourself. As I had mentioned earlier, Dr. Harvey, I tend to use almost every single sim that we have available from Tesla Wave, and they're remarkable. If I go for a day without sims, I can feel it. I feel a difference in my energy level. I feel a difference in my clarity. I feel a difference in my aches and pains, or just my digestive system might feel a little off, or what have you. So these body sims are truly remarkable, as is all of the information that you kindly offer ongoing.
You know what's interesting, John, is sometimes people say, how do I know what sim to use? These sims have frequencies in them, so they resonate with you. It's like, why do you wear red clothes, or why do you wear blue clothes? The color resonates with you. It's just the way it is. So I say to somebody, like when I'm working and I've got the Sims out and I keep looking at that Sim, I go, oh gosh, I need that one. And then I'll go, well, where do I need it? And I'll go, oh, okay, what's going on wrong with my body? And people go, oh, that's kind of hokey pokey. I'm thinking, no, that's what these are all about. They're all about frequencies, and you're supposed to resonate with them, resonate with you. So you will automatically choose the ones that are best suited for you. And that's why I say, when I'm working with a patient and I'm asking them to put on their body, and I'm looking at it going, oh, I want one of those. I trust it immediately, and I put my body.
What a great point, Dr. Harvey. Colors do have frequencies, and when that particular frequency is resonating with an individual at the moment, that's definitely the one to be focusing on, or many others as well at the same time. And I know at one point, many individuals thought of less is better, and I buy that. But I'm also very aware and have experimented to the point where I know that these body sims cannot hurt you. I've worn as many as 50 and 60 at a time for days on end, and they've done nothing but good for me. So it's entirely up to the individual and what they're feeling and what their demeanor is all about and what they're trying to accomplish. I wouldn't recommend wearing 50 or 60 on an ongoing basis, because that
and
impacts
remember,
budget.
yeah, and remember, people say, well, I'll make, how do I know I'm making the right choice? I find with the Sims, they're so safe. There's no wrong decision. If you place a sim in a spot, it'll still work. Because I mentioned that one about my patient where she was too tired to get up and she needed some sim on her shoulder. She took all her sims off for something else, placed it on her shoulder, and her pain increased. She didn't make the wrong decision. She can make a better decision. So use the sims. Allow them to work for you.
Great point once again, and I like the fluidity of our conversations and our information sharing. It has to have an impact, and I know that people do appreciate it. So as we move along, Dr. Harvey, I'm hoping that you can stay on and join us at the end to just say farewell. I do have a little treat at the tail end. I stumbled across a little unique piece of a doctor sharing some information online, and it has to do with body, soul, mind, and the harmony within ourselves. And I thought that the message was very, very powerful, and I'll end off the evening with that today. But for all of those that are looking or embarking on a new beginning or expanding their numerous revenue streams to continuously stay ahead of the game, I like to share positive aspects about what can help or what you may want to focus on. And so when I came across this particular slide by Roy T. Bennett, don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. And that's so common for individuals to become self-defeated or feeling that you can't accomplish things, or you've worked hard and all of a sudden you feel that you're not accomplishing enough. Well, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's that simple. So, in the beginning, it takes a little bit of time to build a business and grow a business, and from there it'll flourish. And for those that are familiar with commissioned earnings, I can assure you, because I've lived that way for the majority of my life, that is the way to go. Or if you require stability, then your 9-to-5 work will provide that for you. But having a side hustle, as I've often recommended to individuals, start off part-time if you'd like to earn extra money. And before you know it, if you work diligently and work in a focused fashion, you can change your careers within a year quite easily. And the other day when we were hosting our platform of sharing information about how our structures or sort of programmed progress implementation of what a person should do when they begin in our industry sector. It's like a cookie cutter franchise opportunity. If you follow the rules or follow the system will provide success for you. There's absolutely no way that anyone can fail. All you have to do is be devoted and have a little passion, and it takes a little work in the beginning. So be led by your dreams in your heart, because that's what will provide results for you. Just stick with it and continue to move forward on and on and on. As I'd mentioned or alluded to, the session that we hosted just a few days ago about Tesla Wave's comp plan or compensation plan and business opportunity, we didn't spend very much time on the slides. It was an informal, easygoing, sort of off-the-cuff session. But we do have presentations that can carry through people or walk people through in a very unique way, and I provide them an actual blueprint of what they actually need to do day in and day out or week after week. So, if you're in the industry or moving into the industry, lead the industry and lead your own future, because that's what's important for you. I've learned that over the last little bit, it's becoming more and more critical for all of us to be earning more money, because everything is becoming way more expensive in every single category, whether it be our cost of living, food or fuel or what have you, or housing. It's always increasing. So, take the time, review our online retail platform opportunity, and ask questions of the individuals that introduced you to our organization, or anyone that you feel like reaching out to. Everyone is extremely helpful. We focus on our main core competency, which are the Tesla Wave body sims, simulated infused modulators. And of course, there are two other product lines, our foundation line, which are a capsule that we take, pure ingredients for specific purposes. We have 4 different types. And of course, we also offer our Sainovo Power Crystals, which are a remarkable superfood category drink that provide you a ton of energy and can actually help you cure so many different things. As I'd indicated at the beginning of the opening of tonight's session, it's Tesla Wave that we have to be thankful for, and the scalar wave frequencies that are programmed through our body and actually feed the information into our electrical highway to improve the blockages that we have within our meridian system. And as in the bottom photo here of an individual's shoulder and their neck, you can see where their pain and suffering is very bright red on the left-hand side of the screen. And as a person is wearing body sims on the right side screen, the pain is starting to dissipate or alleviate, and the infrared light of the person's body is sharing that their body heat is coming back to a normal color. So, there's a little bit to learn, but it's quite easy to learn. And I've very seldom come across anyone that doesn't like to learn. So study, and don't study because you need to, but study because knowledge is extremely powerful. We're in the knowledge sector or knowledge industry today, and every industry sector that has moved into the online realm needs to be sharp. We need to know how efficient things can be. And that's not to say that the, small business or medium-sized business that's down the street, we're not any longer shopping at them, because that's sort of the concept or the fear that people have. But we as a business, because we're global, we offer everything online, and that's the way to be. So study to learn about, new technologies, new wearable things that are out there like Tesla Wave Sims, and share your information with other individuals. In order to be in business, it's great to share information as well amongst ourselves, our team colleagues and friends and associates. We bounce ideas back and forth and plan and structure. And as with every business, you need a little bit of thought to think things through, set some goals, and you can pretty much work from anywhere, as Dr. Harvey is at the moment, working with patients on a global scale or global level. And that's the beauty of what we have today with Tesla Wave. So we can work from the beach, or we can work from the park, or we can work from the mountainside where we're skiing. Set your goals down, take your dreams from your heart or your wishes from your mind, and whatever it is that you'd like to see for your family or your friends or for yourself, plan ahead and take action to implement those strategies. I've always been one to share examples. And for years, as I worked in the financial sector or with financial folks for decades, I used to share a very good example. I used to say or offer to individuals, if I had one red penny in one hand, and if I was to offer it to you, I'd like you to think about something. You can hold that penny and it's going to double every day. So you cannot cash it until the end of the month. So if a month has 30 days in it, you can see the progression of a penny doubling every single day and what your results are at the end of 30 days or at the end of 31 days. And then alternatively, I'll offer $1 million. Well, if anyone would like to leave $4 or $9 million on the table, or I should say $5 or $10 million on the table, that's what they would have done if they haven't chosen a penny that doubles every day for the entire month. So exponentially, we can leverage our gift, which is communication, and recruit or introduce Tesla Wave to others, and put your mindsets together and your focus and your drive, because within a month or 2 or 3, you'll notice that your workload is less and less and less. And if you do everything right by the book, you can accomplish everything in 1 month or 2 months, and then just start to build on that and mentor people like Dr. Harvey and I are right now, sharing information with other individuals that are coming into the business. And that's the beauty and the power of leverage. We cannot earn these kind of dollars from a 9-to-5 job, no matter what industry sector you're in. Billable hours for a doctor or for a lawyer or for an engineer are handsome. They're rewarded well, but they've also invested many, many years of university time. And that's not to say that we shouldn't go to university. All I'm trying to say is there are careers out there that offer a residual income on the commission earnings that we earn for the efforts that we've put in. So when we can wrap our head around the concept of the power of exponential growth, we can see how quickly things multiply, as that penny example. And here's a simple chart on how we're remunerated or compensated. And the markets that I refer to here in red are individuals. So when you've introduced one individual, let's use an example of introducing 5 individuals into the organization in the first month. Well, exponentially, if everybody did that the same in the same fashion or the same manner, the next month, suddenly you're going to have 5 people multiplying by 5, that's 25 individuals, and then it quickly replicates. And so it's really interesting to watch and see how we can grow exponentially and multiply our earnings or our efforts very, very quickly. Here's another chart that we tend to share with our respective distributors around the world. And these are their monikers or benchmarks of what they can work towards to achieve remarkable results. We can become shareholders in our company as well. So I encourage everyone, dream big and live even larger, because the potential is there as long as you have the mindset. So sometimes it's not about who has more talent or who has more education. It's about who has a greater hunger or is hungrier for success or for, extra earnings. And as I had indicated, I have never met a wealthy individual that has never embarked on 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 8, 9, 10 different revenue streams. It's just natural or part of our nature to do so. These are the different product lines that Tesla Wave offer under the brand names of Saint and the Cinefique line. And of course, Tesla Wave is the parent company. This special was on for women's, in celebration of Women's Day. And it's over. I think if someone is still on Pacific time, they could probably get an order in last minute. Both of these offers will be finished today, and I'm sure that in very short order, we'll have another wonderful offer, as we always do. If an individual is considering becoming involved in Tesla Wave, there are 3 different levels that we can enter into, and that's available online. So the online website is teslawave.com. And of course, you require a referral number. So whoever has introduced you to the company or invited you, ask them for the referral number, register, and become part of a great business. That's all there's to it. Our next English Zoom will take place 1 week today, every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. with the same login information for ID and confirmation number. And the next earliest Zoom session is 7 p.m. Friday, hosted in Chinese. And of course, there are other multiple languages that we offer our information in, both online and also for information sessions. So our next session will be focusing on heart sims. As we wind down, I want to say thank you very much for everyone to have joined us. And we're going to take 1 minute to watch a very important message. As this loads.
People have said, oh, you got to know your why. The why is the most important. Start with your why. Every one of you knows why you do what you do. See, the real question you got to ask yourself is why not? The most important thing you could do, take charge of who you are and realize that you have 2 sides of your nervous system, which is the 2 sides of your brain. And here's the thing that I want you to get, is you need both of them working in harmony. The mind-body connection is real. And I've spent 35 years of my life studying it. Your body will either go, it'll become more erect, your posture will become more erect, you'll get tears of gratitude in your eyes, you'll get a chill in your spine, you'll feel more certain on the inside, but you will know that I got it. See, the most important truth that you're not seeing is that your brain is trying to help you to become whole. We're so stuck on wanting to feel good, be positive, let everything go without any pain or any challenges in our life. But the reality is that that's not going to happen. We're going to get challenges in order to bring us back to balance.
So business rock stars are, individuals like each and every one of us. And we tend to, offer advice or information, and we share with people. So I'm encouraging everyone to take the time and, just work with whoever it is that introduced you to the organization. And I thank you once again for joining us. Dr. Harvey, please join me in saying farewell for tonight. And it's always a pleasure. And if we'd like to keep the chat going, please take a couple snapshots of this. Dr. Harvey, are you available to say goodbye or farewell to everyone? And
good night, everybody. Thank you very much for participating. Thank you also so much for contributing to your communities, your families, making the world a better place. See you next week.
Thank you, Dr. Harvey. Take care, and we'll see you soon and chat shortly. Bye for now.